Hello everyone, I'm Saiful and welcome to my channel where I try to rehearse what I have learned. Okay, today we're going to see how to solve the quadratic equation and also we'll determine the discriminant value and we'll identify the equation, either the equation has the two roots or the equation has one root or equation has no real roots in the within by employ the MATLAB script. Okay, so without any further ado, let's get started. Let's call cmd and also I am opening my MATLAB window. Okay, for those who don't have any problem regarding the quadratic equation, it's like an equation for the upper variable, right? There are polynomial variation, right? This x to the power 4 or x to the power 3, that is another thing, but in the quadratic equation the highest power of the value will be x square. Okay, so we'll get it later. So first thing first, we're going to let's create new file, let's call script. Okay, so like now with this quadratic. Okay, now we're going to put this. Okay, oh sorry, I have already created this. Okay, so here is our editor window. Okay, so let's say that we are going to a is equal to, we're going to input our the first enter, let's see, enter the coefficient of what will be the coefficient of x square, right? So x square. So after this we're going to see the same thing for the b. Let's just copy and we'll see this is for x, right? So what is the coefficient actually means? We are going to see this a value, right, for the x square, and we are going to see the coefficient of a. For x we are going to see the coefficient of b, and for the constant value, right? So now the next thing will be the c. It will be the input will be the enter, the constant, right? Constant. Okay, so now we can actually generate our the discriminator equation, right? It's a discriminator equation is actually b square minus 4ac. So this is actually the inside the value of the root, right? So it is actually the solution of our quadratic equation, and inside the value this b square minus 4ac is called the discriminator. So from the discriminator we will actually determine whether there is any real roots or not. So let's just type d is equal to b to the power 2 minus 4 times a times c. Okay, now we'll just we'll actually we'll keep the equation formula within a conditional value, right? So let's type the if d is greater than 0, then so we'll know already, right? So if d is greater than 0, their equation will have two roots, right? So okay, so now so let's call the number one root is equal to minus b plus say sqrt, that is square root, then it will be about the d, right? And then we'll just divide by 2 times a. Okay, so now we'll again can see r2 is equal to minus b minus sqrt type and divided by 2 times a. Okay, so what can we say that if d is greater than 0, then we'll have two roots. So let's say the print the equation has two roots, right? Two roots. Okay, we can do this, and r1 r2. Okay, again if then we know that whether we do at some point about the coding in C or Python, then there is a thing called elif, right? So we can the similar thing terms for the our MATLAB. So just we can see the instead of elif we put else if. So it's just pretty much similar like elif, right? So elif, what will be the condition? The condition is, say, for d is equal to 0, right? Then there will be only one root, right? So r is equal to then for the one root our equation will be minus b divided by 2 times a, right? So we can see that, just copy paste. Let's see, in the equation has one root, okay, one root, and that will be r, only r. And what is the last condition we have? The rest condition we have actually that else the condition is actually if d is less than 0, right? So we don't have to put the condition, just we can get a print that the equation has no real root, okay, this one, and let's end the condition just for the end. You see, let's say save this file. We have already control S, we can save this file, or we can save the file from this. Then let's run. Okay, so let's call 1 and call what, 4, and what is the constant? Let's set 1. Okay, so you see that we have already find what is our actually the roots of the two roots we are actually looking for, okay, and print the equation as root. And okay, let me show you some another way, because I don't want to see that error. It's okay, it's perfectly fine, because sometimes the character in within in module or function is sometimes give the error. Okay, so if you want to find the what is the discriminant of the function, you can just type d and we'll find what is the function of here, right? So let's try another way. Okay, let me copy this file, and okay, and now I would like to okay, so let's copy this is hello this as well. Okay, now let's call a function. So what can, let's call p. Okay, so p is equal to matrix a b c. So it will actually take the input from here. Okay, so it will take the input from here and will place and will store in the p which we define as within the matrix. Yeah, it will be in one there will be one row and 3 column, right? So let's, and we want to see, we'll use a function called roots. Okay, let's type x is equal to roots, and roots will be what? Roots will be p. So if this happens, so let's call if d is greater than 0, then now we want to use print. You can use print, it doesn't matter, it will be given the same result, but let's I just want to use disp or display, right? So display will use, let's call the third bracket and the equation as 2 roots. Okay, now I would like to do another thing called num. If you just press tab, you will see that actually various function, right, what we can choose from there. So we will use num to string. So because actually the equation has 2 roots, it itself is a string. Okay, so that's why actually this error actually come, because there is not variable, or we didn't define any kind of character within the functional limit, right? So let's call num to string and call then you can see x. Okay, I will term this x and 1. This will be number 1, our number 1, and similarly I would like to just say space and comma, and I will also like to showcase that's number 2, right? So x and it will be number 2. Okay, perfectly fine. And now let's close the bracket, and this. Okay, so it can be happen like this. And also if I want to, if d is 0, there will be one root, right? So this, copy paste. There is a one root only. Okay, so let's keep it simple, one root. And if you can actually keep this as it is, okay, or you can actually eliminate the x2. It's up to you. Doesn't I think? Okay, so well, one thing, this is not elif, this is else if, right? And then we'll have else will be the equation has no roots, has no root. So there will be there won't be display any number or any result regarding this. And as we didn't enter the num string, so we'll just eliminate the bracket as well. Okay, so let's end this. Let's Control S. Okay, so quadratic is already happened. So let's save as actually quadratic or /2. Okay, save. Okay, let's clear this out. Let's CLC. I just want to run this. Run. Okay, now if I that 1, okay, 4 and 1, you see that there have been actually the two display is actually the x value, and x value is actually the value of the the roots we are actually looking for, right? So yes, in this case, in this process, we can actually understand actually what is happening within between this. Okay, so one thing actually, okay, so there is a problem. I will see that we actually call this actually D, right? But you see this is actually not the case. So in this for this reason, we are going to do again and see run and call 1 4 1. Okay, you see that the equation has two roots. So yes, there is an error because instead of the small d, I have actually employed the capital D. Okay, so that's for today. We'll explore more things about this root, because this root function is a very special one, because you can solve any polynomial equation or any upper quadratic equation within this function. Okay, so we'll see in the next video, and where I will explain, or actually I'll try to explain about more about the root function that I am learning. Okay, so yes, so see you in the next video.